We are live. Wow, that countdown, I nailed that countdown.
You
Too.
did. You really did nail that countdown. I wish the viewers could have witnessed that greatness, but they didn't get the opportunity to. Brad, we're back. Indiana Hoosiers Live 42. Actually, I want to start off the pod just by sending love and prayers to the Farrell family. We got news yesterday from Curt Cignetti's press conference that Amari Farrell, his mother had passed away. So, we're sending love, sending prayers, positive vibes and all that stuff. Just letting Amari and the family know we're thinking about them, and they're in our thoughts for sure.
Yeah, some well-needed time off for Amari Farrell as he prepares for hopefully an inspired season this year for his mom. So yeah, rest in peace. Sending thoughts and prayers to the family.
Yep. Obviously, definitely don't want to start off on a lower note, but definitely did want to get.
I think it was appropriate to go first one. I think that's a good way to do it. That's why you drive the bus.
Yeah, it's it's the little things. Some things are bigger than football, and family is definitely one of them.
It's little details. Some things are bigger than sports, Keys. Don't forget that. Some things.
This is true. But no, we have a loaded show today. There is a lot going on. John's right in the chat early. 18 days until football season. Good evening to you too, Brian. We've got plenty to get through. We got a Roe Hardy press conference. We got Roman Hemby and Kaylon Black pressers.
The big reveal of Elijah Hardy.
We got Indiana's feature on the Big Ten Network. That was last Friday. We'll break all that down too. And we got plenty of smoke to get to. Brad, I want to start here. More big picture, get into the Indiana specific stuff as we move on. But the Big Ten, the conference itself today, tweeted out a picture of a lock and basically said there's an announcement coming tomorrow. And I apologize if you hear the dogs in the background. The guy showed up with
I heard him that time.
Putting shutters on the house right now. It's 8:00 local. So it's listen, whenever you can get the work done, right? But so I apologize for that in the background. But the Big Ten tweeted out a lock, said that there's an announcement coming tomorrow. So depending on when you're listening to this, that'll be Wednesday, August 13th. And there is rampant speculation that that announcement is going to be the expansion of the Big Ten Conference. Now, there are a bunch of different schools I've seen people throw out. I saw Grok throw out a couple of schools. Initially, before we jump into that, what are your first thoughts? Because I know you really didn't look at the news today. So where does your head go when you hear something like that?
Just a lock? Like, I don't know, it could be anything. I feel like a lock could allude to we're locking in this 18. No more expansion. It could be that announcement. Could be could be anything, really. Do you want to play the game where if it is an expansion, who could it be? You want to play?
Well, I found this account recently, and of course my tweets aren't going to load now, but yeah, I do want to play this game. The two schools I saw that were tabbed for the Big Ten were Miami and Florida State. There's an account called Big Ten Information who said that there are only a handful of schools that would even add like positive value, like over or more than $2 million to the conferences or whatever the numbers ended up being. And that was like Clemson, Florida State, Miami. Not including Notre Dame in that because they don't want to be in a conference. So Florida State and Miami are the two schools that are popping up. The Big Ten definitely wants to break into Florida. Those two schools make perfect sense to me. How do they fit the Big Ten in your mind?
I think it would be awesome. Again, that Florida footprint, especially that rivalry. All of a sudden, Miami, Florida State's a Big Ten rivalry. Love that. Just expand all the way. We enter the South. We've officially reached SEC country, and now we can start claiming it as our own. Yeah, I mean, obviously, as a big historian, fan of the sport, always loved the U. Obviously, I think Florida State has some of the coolest helmets in the game, some of the coolest traditions in the sport as well, to their own right, and obviously just the lore of what the U is, those 30 for 30 videos. Loved those growing up. Ed Reed, I think, is the greatest football player to ever play the game. And to have that type of tradition come into the Big Ten, I think it's a perfect fit. Academically, I think they're right there, right? They're both top 100 universities, so they fit the mold as well. In that regard, which I think is super important. Yeah. I think that would be the most realistic option. I would love to have Cal and Stanford be in the conference as well. Just like get them out of the ACC. Like they just don't belong there. You know, bring them home. We get all of California. We get San Francisco as well. It's a huge market. Maybe not so much for football, but just in terms of media and attention. Like if Sanford's good, I mean, the Bay is buzzing. Like that's just how it goes. And Cal's had great tradition in their own right as well. And you could bring some of those Californian rivalries to the conference as well. I think those would be great additions. Maybe not financially, but just traditionally, I think they'd make a great addition to the conference. Maybe start a little Stanford Northwestern rivalry. I think that would be awesome.
Is there a number? Is there a number you like for the conference? Is there a cap? Do you think this thing just goes? Do you think that eventually it's just going to merge with the SEC and it'll be one big super
we're
conference?
way past my number, so it's, I don't care 10, at this point. 8? To be honest, I don't. It could be 28 at this point. I could care less. Yeah, I think 22 would be a solid one to land on. Maybe go to a solid 20 is a good number. You know, just good round number divisible by 5. Love that. And you know, in that sense, you could almost make it 5 divisions. And
yeah, I was about to say, do we
make
see
it
the
make it a Big Ten playoff to win the championship?
I mean, that was something Signetti was basically talking about in his media day press conferences. Was like, you need a way for 3 to play 6 and 4 to play 5, and if you just had divisions and you had the 4 best teams, I don't know. I don't really want to see divisions come back as like
Nebraska because they get looped into that West Coast division because they're the most West team.
No, dude, they would be in like I'd have to.
And they get last place in that division every year.
No, it'd be teams of 5. It'd be the 4 West Coast teams plus Cal or Stanford. Who are you taking out of that West Coast division to put in Nebraska?
We're at 18, so I'm assuming it's Florida State, Miami to make it 20. So if we're doing 4 divisions of 5 each, it would be the West Coast and Nebraska. And that would be nightmare fuel for that program because
that is true.
They don't beat UCLA and they're nowhere near the programs of Washington, Oregon, and USC. So these days, so that would stink for them in every sense of the word. Yeah, I like playing this game. What other schools out there? What if we went Texas, like SMU?
Did not see them come up. I don't see like SMU feels like an SEC school to me. Like Clemson feels like an SEC school. I thought North Carolina
out of the box rivalry because we're talking pairs, right? So you got to have like a buddy, right? So if you bring SMU, you got to bring TCU. You know, here's one outside the box: Pittsburgh and West Virginia. I think that would be cool.
I like that personally. I personally like that, but.
Yeah.
I don't know if people go for that. Like my head goes to like Arizona State, or like Arizona State and BYU or something like that.
No, it'd have to be Utah BYU. That would be the combo. Which would which would be cool for the conference. A little Rocky Mountain action. Mountain time zone infiltration for the conference final.
I think we're eventually heading towards a super conference anyway, where you have like the Big Ten and SEC, even if they don't officially partner or if they don't officially merge, it becomes like a partnership where like there's crossover, like 3 or 4 or 5 crossover games per year. And like we're headed that way.
So many games. I liked it when it was, I've said this on the Mark Rogers Big Ten show. I liked it when it was 10 teams per conference. You play your 9 conference games, you play maybe 1 big out of conference game, and then you get 2 cupcakes. You know, it's really how it used to be way back in the day. And I mean, they used to only play 11 games. They expanded to 12 like recently in my lifetime. But I think another cool one, last final thought, UNLV. They've been doing a lot of action in Las Vegas, media day.
Dan Mullen.
Some Big Ten championships. Dan Mullen. I mean, UNLV can have the juice if they really wanted to. They really could. And yeah, I mean,
who would you pair with them?
I mean, at that point, you don't even need a rivalry. They would just go West Coast, and then you can kind of just go ad hoc there. Maybe just can't leave out TCU from SMU. At that point, it's like Notre Dame. What's up? You know, hey,
we know you love that NBC deal, and you guys would like literally control your own destiny. And every school in the country would trade their media rights deal for your media rights deal.
If we could manufacture a deal where they still get basically probably just a little bit more than what they're currently making of the market share, and maybe renegotiate.
They're getting 100% of all the dude. Notre Dame is, you'd have to kill Notre Dame for the drag their carcass into.
I don't know enough about the numbers. I haven't looked at the numbers, so I don't know.
Well, you just have to think like the Big Ten TV contract is for the conference. The SEC TV contract is for the conference. Notre Dame's TV contract is for Notre Dame.
It's nowhere near as big as those conference deals.
It's not as big as the conference is, but I don't have the numbers sitting in front of me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go back and stat correct it, but my guess is Notre Dame is making more than the individual
You're
schools
saying
in the conference,
it's
which is
impossible for the Big Ten to give enough money in a share.
I mean, think about it logically. If they were
Yeah.
going to make more money in a conference, they would join a conference.
I'm just saying, make it happen. Yeah. Maybe it's happening. Maybe
it's a partnership.
Yeah, the point is the lock can mean anything. It doesn't. It's probably not even what we're talking about right now. That's how I want to wrap this. That's my point. The lock could be anything.
What would be the most absurd thing the lock is? Like, would it be like? Would it be? It would be funny if that was like the official like announcement for like Michigan suspension. That would be hilarious. It's like we finally got Michigan for the Connor.
I'm seeing some
Stallions
USF buzz. What if we're just axing Maryland? That'd be hilarious.
If we axe schools, I did see USF too. That would be kind of funny if like the Big Ten's like, yeah, we're getting Florida State, we're getting Miami, and it not no shame to USF. Like I like USF, Tampa market, like beautiful school, beautiful weather, like really good football program. That would be a really sneaky good addition to the Big Ten, but it wouldn't be Miami or Florida State.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we're just spitballing out here, chat. I like it. Yeah, Notre Dame's not killing it, obviously. I like that Brian agrees with me with Pitt, West Virginia. Good tradition over there. Love that. Love that game.
It's Signetti country.
Yeah, it's a shame they're not in the same conference anymore. West Virginia blew it, man.
Fat Boy says, my guys, what's good? What is good? It's always good to be talking Hoosier football.
Actually, I take it back. Pitt left first, actually. They went to the ACC. Maybe it was at the same time. I don't know.
Sorry. Hey, H2P. Pitt is it.
Yeah.
Strong Ocean Township lineage at Pittsburgh. That's a...
Yeah, through what? Who? Oh, Kenny? Kenny Pickett. Yeah.
Through Cleveland Browns quarterback Kenny Pickett. Yep.
Yeah. Projected number 2 behind Joe Flacco.
He's got a hammy. He's dealing with a hammy. We got a really cool, different type of video from the Indiana like football media department this past week. We got Coach John Miller, who's the running backs coach. It was like a 2-minute like mini feature about like his coaching style, how he talks to the guys during practice, and it was like part sit down, part like on field mic'd up, and it was very cool, and it was something we hadn't seen before, and especially for like people following the program maybe not as closely as we are, who don't understand how valuable it is to have somebody like John Miller in the room and doing what he's doing. To have the opportunity to put the spotlight on him is awesome. So I thought that content was great. I responded back to Daryl. She loves my kicks. Our direct, I believe he's the director of media, but he's kick ass. And I was just like, yeah, we need more of this. Like, this was awesome.
Yeah, no, I like when they do those features. I mean, they didn't do the sit down before, but they definitely mic'd up the coaches. I remember Pat Kuntz's very booming voice when he lets the boys go and hit in the drills.
They mic'd up Coach O last spring, and it was like I watched that video probably 15 times. Like, he was electric. I was like, I could get me in the back pedal. Like, I could figure it out under Coach O.
Yeah, you just gotta keep your knee. It's all about your knee placement keys. The back pedal. Keep those hips and knees.
There's video somewhere. I forget the name of the association they were doing it for, but where he's teaching press coverage, and it's great.
Mm-hmm.
And I would clamp you after watching those videos, but that's not.
No, dude, you cannot. My get off is so smooth. No one has ever jammed me ever. It's impossible. My technique is too sound.
I wrote this down, or I didn't write this down. I put this in part of the tweet for last week's episode, but I didn't end up getting a chance to talk about it. But there is starting to be a lot of buzz in the class of 2027. Kids are starting to to schedule visits. Interest is starting to, I would say, percolate. Their 4-star safety from Indiana, Caleb Elkins, scheduled his Indiana visit. This is a kid Ohio State's been claiming essentially for like 8 months. Super talented kid from the heart of Indiana. That would be an unbelievable swing if Signetti and the guys could get in there and have that kid end up coming to Indiana. That would be insane. Elijah Kimball, 4-star running back, another guy who's got who's seeing major interest from the Hoosiers. Tate Wallace, 4-star linebacker. Isaac Miller, 3-star edge, number 1 player in Wisconsin. Indiana sent him like 30 letters or something the other day. Roman Igwebike, 4-star linebacker. Joseph McDonough, 4-star defensive lineman. And then obviously the interest from Jalen Brewster and Montrezl Sales, who scheduled his visit. So the class of 2027, things are looking really good. Oh, I lost Brad. I don't even know what happened. But yeah, class of 2027 looks great. Super pumped about that. Guess what? I live here. Oh, here we go. Here's Goom.
Everything, you know.
Whoop, hold on.
First time
you
for
cut
everything.
out there.
I was looking to see if they post those 2027 visits, like those in-game visits on any sites, and I couldn't find any. That I accidentally clicked out of our stream here, and now I'm back. First time. That won't happen again. I promise. But yeah, no, it's super exciting to get like very high quality guys coming on campus for some very big games. I saw a 4-star coming for Illinois. I'm sure there's going to be several guys at Illinois, which makes that even a bigger game than it already was. It's our biggest home game of the year. I would want all of our recruits at that game anyways. And yeah, you got to put your money where your mouth is sometimes, you know?
Yep. 100% agree with that.
Can't just play it safe and put them at UCLA or Wisconsin.
No, I'm with you. And I believe Caleb Elkins, his visit is September 20th, which obviously is that Illinois game.
Yeah. Oh, I have that date circled for a while. Because that not only is that
Armin says, Illinois, I'm going to pester.
Not only is September 20th, Indiana, Illinois, it's also when Goose comes to town in Chicago. Right?
Goose is in town. We know, Brad. That's why you're not going to the Illinois game. I actually have a real excuse, an actual real excuse.
Right? We open the show with some things are bigger than sports. You know, this is one of those moments. All right, it's a big time band, big time performance. I can do both. It's gonna be an epic day.
Armin says, I'm going to pester Crimson Cast every couple months to talk to you all. You are the heir apparent, in my opinion. A lot of shows cover the team. You two would street brawl for them.
Damn right. You see it on
very
Twitter.
Much appreciate that. Very much appreciate that.
Yeah, we would kind of the vibe we give off a little bit.
I would street brawl for Kurt Cignetti's Indiana Hoosiers. Point me in the direction, coach. Let me at him.
I'd street fight for a few of these guys. I honestly, all these guys written on my little notepad here. On my anyone who has a scholarship, and then also Jeff Utzinger, Andrew Turvey, and Jack Greer, I would also street brawl for. You know, I don't waste my time with walk-ons. Everyone knows that until it's earned.
Preseason NFL is in full swing. We got Hoosiers doing big things over the weekend. Miles Price caught a touchdown. Keyshawn Williams caught a sick touchdown. If you weren't able to see that one, definitely go check that out. And CJ West was doing CJ West things, just, you know, being a menace in the run game. It's like we talked a lot about the defensive line upgrades, and we feel like we did get better on the defensive line. But the one area where it'll be interesting to see how Indiana does counter is CJ West was an absolute run stuffer, just ate up gaps and just obliterated blockers in the middle of that defense. They got more athletic at the defensive tackle spot, and they also got, I don't know if I would say a lot bigger, but definitely a little bit more.
West was pretty big. They don't have a guy like him this year.
No, but I'm saying like Elijah Hardy's bigger than Jalen Walker. So like the linebackers are a little bit more equipped to run fit versus like be athletic and get all over the field, which is what Walker is doing. So I feel like they're in a really good spot to kind of counteract some of that. But man, West looks great.
Yeah, I mean, we feel good about every position group, obviously, going into the season. But, you know, interior D-line is probably the biggest question mark on paper. But, you know, we've talked about it over and over again. There's just so much buzz about that group coming out of camp and coming out of spring ball, coming out of the scrimmages, where it's like it really just puts your mind at ease. And it's so funny to see, you know, I always make this joke about talent evaluation where it's like, oh, wow, the contributors on the playoff team are now contributing in the NFL. It's real funny how that works sometimes. And shout out Key and shout out Miles Price for making plays and hopefully find themselves on a roster. You know, they're very talented kids. So with that can fill multiple roles. They can both punt return and kick return and do a whole lot of things and play gunner if needed too. Wish them the best.